Thank you, Ms. Anthony, for not only that amazing introduction, but for being an incredible teacher for the past 2 years that I've known you. It makes me happy to know that I'm following in your footsteps next year. Good afternoon, administration, teachers, staff, distinguished guests, family and friends, and Earl Haig Secondary School graduating class of 2015. My name is Olivia, and before I begin what is easily the longest speech I've ever written in my life, I would like to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to stand up here and speak on your behalf. I can only hope that you'd all be able to relate to the things going through my mind today. June 24th, 2015. Today's the day that we graduate. After what seemed like 4 never-ending years, high school was finally over. I mean, I guess it wasn't never-ending after all. For me, this whole thing is kind of ironic because I've always dreamed about walking across the stage right here with my diploma. My Twitter feed consisted of, "Can't wait to get out of here," or "So done with school." Yet now that the day is finally here, I'm suddenly not as excited. Partly because this means greater responsibilities, but mostly because I'm not ready to say goodbye to Earl Haig. Everyone always tells me that I'm going to be that graduate who lives in the past, coming back to visit every week, and I probably will. But who could blame me when the past 4 years have been the best years of my life? For weeks now, I've been struggling to write a speech that encompassed the experiences of every Haiger until I realized that I was missing the point. You see, there are about 600 of us sitting here today. That's a lot of us. And it would be incredibly naive to believe that we all had the same experiences. For some of us, high school was our kingdom, and we'll look back at it as our glory days. But it's important to acknowledge that there's another side of the spectrum, and that's okay too. But despite our very different experiences at Earl Haig, I believe that there are a few that we can all relate to and will always remember. Like that song that plays every morning at 8:45 a.m. Who knows that song? We all do. Some may refer to it as a William Tell overture, but to us it has become a form of classical, if not Pavlovian conditioning. It's safe to say that hearing that song even after we graduate will make us all a little anxious as it has served as our alarm clock for the past 4 years. Or that the fact that a picture of our main hall during yearbook distribution looks like a scene from the movie 300. Or that house at the end of the street towards Empress Walk that seems like it's been under construction since we were in grade 9. To this day, it's still under construction and when it'll be finished, no one knows. And how could we forget the unavoidable blossoming of cheap acnes after Blue and White Day? I mean, you'd think that being in art school, we'd be able to invest in some face paint, but I guess not. That's okay too, though. These all seem like everyday problems for the average Haiger, but these are the very moments that will soon be memories of our past, which seems kind of odd, considering that it was only 2 weeks ago. Reflecting back on the last 4 years has been challenging because we just had too much going on in our school. I mean, we have exactly 100 registered clubs, I asked Leo, so it's safe to say we have something going on in the main halls during periods 2 and 3 every day. But this is also what makes Earl Haig so special. The passion found at Earl Haig is something that's hard to come by in any other school in the world. Actually, it's a bit of a stretch. I'll keep it in the GTA. Events like United Way, Carnival Day, and Park Day are prime examples of our school's spirit, energy, and rhythm. Over 2,000 students participate in these events, and yet, it works. Hold on a second. Students are able to come together to maintain what has easily become tradition, and I wouldn't be surprised if other schools are trying to follow suit. This is all thanks to the dedication and hard work of the administration, the staff, and of course you guys, the students. Hours, days, and weeks have gone into planning fundraiser events, coaching sports teams, or even just attending the weekly meetings each club requires. And it's important that at least once before we graduate, we take the time to appreciate what our schools have to offer, because only then will we know the pride that comes from being graduates of Earl Haig. Now, graduating high school is undoubtedly a rite of passage for anyone, but being a graduate of Earl Haig is something that's unique to us. Only a select few in the world can confidently say that they are graduates of Earl Haig, and we get to be a part of that. Over the years, our Haig spirit has become such a big part of who we are. I mean, my biggest concern from here on out is what I'm going to do with all my Haig work. I have like 15 school sweaters, no joke. And so I set up a booth outside the competition hall. It's right around the corner. You can't miss it. Sweaters will be half price. Tell your siblings. It's crazy how 10, maybe 20 stayed on it. Or seeing a car flopping around in a lake. We'll bring back a series of flashbacks to days like today. It's crazy to think that 4 years ago we were in the same place, graduating middle school, of course, and that 4 years from now, we'll be in the same place again. However, it teaches us that goodbyes are inevitable, and no matter how much we deny it, the future is something that we can't avoid. I'll be honest, I don't want to leave high school because everything has become so comfortable and familiar. But as we've all come to learn through the grade 12 calculus exam that Elizabeth apparently aced, life is about challenging yourself, and so not surprisingly, this next stage in our life will serve as an option. Next year, whether it be going off to post-secondary or taking a year off to travel and work, it won't be easy. But we're almost all legal adults, and I think we're ready to take on those challenges and, of course, take a road trip to Montreal. So it's like saying, of course. Without a doubt, high school was disappointing to many. No football team, no cheerleading team, until this year at least. Shout out to Allie. Homecoming wasn't a dance. Tuning Tuesdays weren't quite $2, and house parties as seen in many American movies and TV shows were of the rare occasion. Even if there were parties, we probably had to stay and study for our time quiz on Monday morning. But despite all of these factors, it amazes me to see how we've become so attached to it. We've fallen in love with the concept of high school, more specifically Earl Haig, for many reasons. First off, we can get away with writing an essay the night before the ultimate deadline. We've all done it before. Second, the relationships that we've developed over the past 4 years are irreplaceable because a lot of us have made some of our closest friends here. And third, the personal stories that we share of our high school experiences are things that we will carry with us forever. It's weird to think that this is the last time all of us are going to be together. Every year at this time, we're celebrating summer vacation, knowing that we'll be back in 2 months. But it's hard to ignore the fact that this time it's different. And next year, maybe in 25 years, we'll bump into each other at the local Chipotle and tell our kids, oh, it's just someone I used to go to high school with, but never again will we be able to call each other classmates, which makes this moment so special. It's difficult to picture our lives without Earl Haig. We're so used to always passing by each other in the halls, playing on the same team, or even being part of the same club. Reality is that we're all off to pursue different paths, and we're moving on. That kid with the purple lunchbox that sits in the corner of the main hallway during lunch, well, he's moving on too. Fortunately, there is good news, and it's that today we're celebrating something even greater than just a summer vacation. We're celebrating new beginnings, new experiences, and new memories, not forgetting the old. It's incredible to see how much we've all grown. So let's play a little memory game. Think about the first time you wrote your first high school exam. Now, think about your last. Think about the first time you went to a SOS assembly. Now think about the last. Think about the first time we were all in the same room together. Grade 9 orientation. Now think about the last. Today. Now that's what you call sharp contrast. It's almost unbelievable knowing that the past 4 years have had such a huge impact on who we are today, and I guess that's why they call it bittersweet. But before I end, what I warned you would be the longest speech I've ever written. I would like to give out a few thank yous to those who have helped us along the way. First off, to the administration and staff, thank you for your consistent guidance and support. You have helped us through some of our hardest times and offered assistance in any way possible. Not only have you taught us school curriculum, you've taught us life lessons that we'll take with us beyond the walls of our Haig. Thank you, parents, for being our biggest fans throughout. Whether it was bringing flowers after a dance performance, coming to cheer us on in our games, or even packing our lunches at 7:30 in the morning. It's not easy, and none of us would be here without you guys, quite literally. Your limitless love and support have been driving factors to our successes, and we couldn't have done it without you. While I'm up here, I would like to give out a personal shout out to my parents, who have been my supporters even when I told them that I didn't want to take math or sciences. They must really love me. Mom and Dad, you've inspired me in ways that you don't give yourself enough credit for, stop crying. And I'm going to say it, I love you. Thank you, fellow graduates, for making Earl Haig the awesome school that it is today, for Earl Haig would not be the same without its insanely spirited students. And thank you, earlhaig.ca/library, for your alphabetical list of databases that have helped us in the personal surveillance. And so comes the end of an era. Sure, it was only 4 line, it is both exciting and relieving to know that our journey only begins here. So here's the past 4 years, this very moment, and the rest of our lives. Haig State on 212, Haig State.